morning, guys. Welcome to day, pretty sure it's day 36 of the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Chris. I'm an illustrator and cartoonist from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm currently working on my self-published comic, Monkey Junk, written by Lee Piper and created and illustrated by myself. I've undertaken this journey so I can actually make sure I put aside 30 minutes a day for the next 100 days and hopefully many more days after that to sit down and work on my comic. Like most people and most creative people, I'm a pretty time poor person. I work a full-time job. I have a wife and a child. I have family and friends and a lot of other responsibilities that make it really difficult to put aside the time to do the creative projects that I want. Occasionally I get the opportunity to do client work as a freelancer on a part-time basis, which chews into my time even further. So I've been doing this challenge to make myself accountable to make sure that I actually work on this comic every single day and get it out there, because it's a story that I've been working on for many years, and I want it to finally come to fruition after all that. Okay, so after that spiel, what happened yesterday? So yesterday was quite the day. It was pretty busy at work. We're keeping up, which is great. Nothing really exciting to talk about there. Came home, just sort of a usual evening, until we gave April her bath, and then it was time for her to go to bed. She had other plans for us, so she was pretty much up with us until about 9 o'clock. We managed to get her into bed. Jazz had to sit with her to try and calm her down for about half an hour, and then she was just up and down consistently throughout the night. So it was a really rough night for us. Poor Jazz was just exhausted by the end of the night. She fell asleep on the couch while I was doing some work. But yeah, we think it's because April had her immunisation, her shots a couple of days ago, and there can be side effects where they just start to play up, and they don't want to play nice. So we're guessing that's what it's from, because it's causing her to wake up sporadically throughout the night, screaming and just not having a good time. So I sympathise with the kid. Like, obviously she's not doing this on her own volition. This is just, she's just handling the only way she knows how to handle, and that's generally sort of kicking and screaming until she can find some form of comfort. So bear that in mind next time you ever see a poor mother or father in the shopping centre and their kids are screaming the absolute house down. There's generally good reason. Those kids just don't know how to settle themselves, and those parents are having just as hard a time trying to figure out how to settle them. So next time you go judging some parents in the shopping centre, think first, because they're pretty stressed out. Anyway, I'm not here to berate you about judging parents in shopping centres. I'm here to talk about comics. So as I think I previously mentioned that I was working on the chapter cover. So I had an idea of what I wanted to do on the chapter cover, and for those of you who want to check out what the chapter cover looks like, you can go onto my Patreon page. There's a public post there now. It should be the first post that you see. So if you go down the link in the description to my Patreon page, you'll see the cover page with the little illustration that I'm about to talk about there. I sketched that out quickly in my sketchbook and got the basic idea of what I wanted. Sent that to Lee and said, look, what do you think this is going to go in place here? And he was really happy with it. Like, that's exactly what he'd sort of envisaged for the illustration. So that's always a good sign. I mean, this is a team effort, so I want to make sure that he's happy with what I'm doing and vice versa. So I sketched that just before dinner originally. Then after dinner I was like, okay, well now I need to draw it. So once April was settled enough, for us to actually do anything, I finally got to drawing it. So counted that as my half hour. Quickly took that onto the scanned it into the laptop and started the page, and then you can see the page there. So There was just a bit of tidying up on the blacks to do, which took me maybe 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, it was just kind of plonking it in that place where you can see it now. Really happy with how it came out. Pardon me. That's going to be a consistent thing through all the chapters. So each chapter is just going to have a new chapter page. It's going to look like that, just with a new illustration. And I think this is a good, because there's no cover to the comic, this is a good opening to Monkey Junk as a whole. I think I'm still going to have to make a sort of cover page or a logo for Tapastic, but I think once you're on the landing page, you kind of know what you're going to be reading anyway, so probably only really need to have like the chapter 1 and then the chapter and then chapter 2, etc. Just a matter of time to see how we go, but I think I'll just stick with this now. Anyway, so in saying that, so I got really excited, posted that up on Patreon and then shared it around on a few social medias. So as of this week, either it's going to be maybe tonight or tomorrow night, I will be launching the first page up on my Patreon. It will be only available for those who do pledge. So unfortunately for those of you who are unable to, I apologise. The comic will eventually come out on Tapastic. My thought process is maybe once we reach page 20, so create a 20-page backlog. So if I need to take a break or whatever, we have that freedom there. So we can post consistently one day a week, and depending on the kind of output, we can maybe even do 2 days a week. My plan is to be posting 1 day a week on Patreon, which means I have to finish a page a week. So I've already got page 2 under my belt. I've just got to do the greys, fix up any lettering issues on there, and then just general tidy up. So I'm going to be working hard on getting page 3 inked this week and ready to go. Yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. Glad to be sort of on the ball and finally releasing the book, and I really hope people like it. And I don't think there's going to be a good way to gauge what people think of the book until at least 10 pages in, once people actually get a real flavour for what we're doing and what the story is. Because it's a different sort of format. Like, it's not going to be in that long reading format, it's going to be in a comic page format. It's black and white, which is different to the original one. The characters have been redesigned slightly. You know, there's a lot of changes from the original one, and a lot of people who had read the original one really liked what they saw. So I do hope that I can keep the readership from the original one and bring them over. My intentions with Tapastic when I started is I'm still going to use the original Monkey Junk page, delete all the pages and then start again from scratch. So pretty much making those pages non-existent, which is sad, but I'll probably put them in like the comic or something when it gets published, just as a, you know, for those who have never read it or heard of Monkey Junk or whatever, they'll be able to see, you know, like this is where it started, and then we, you know, took a break and came back in full force. So yeah, it's really good. Piper's excited about it. Like, he's getting pretty amped to getting these pages out. I'm excited because I've wanted to work on this for so long. Yeah, and it's finally coming to fruition, which is great. So, and all thanks for doing this challenge as well. Definitely wouldn't be this far without doing the challenge. I still feel a bit iffy. Like, I've looked at page 1, like, you know, the scan of it, and there were some things like, oh, I wish I could change that now, but I'm not going to go back and just keep flogging it until it's, you know, perfect. I'm just going to keep moving ahead and making note of those things that don't sit well with me and then change them in the future. So yeah, alright, I'll leave you guys there. Not really much that I can show or talk about apart from what I just talked about. So yeah, check out the Patreon page if you want to see that chapter page and just get a look and feel for it. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some footage of me inking page 3. Alright guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you all then. Bye.